Welcome to this episode of the Metal Verbalizers podcast. I am Johan Verbalizer, and today I have a new great band to recommend, Traitor. Traitor is the name of a thrash metal band from Germany that was founded in 2009. The band was, however, active before 2009, but under another name. The band was then called Premature Burial and was a female-fronted death thrash band. In 2009, the band decided to change name to Traitor, which marked the official start of what we today know as Traitor. So in other words, you could say that even though the band was technically active before 2009, 2009 was the official start of Traitor. Some of the band's main influences includes old school German thrash metal bands like Traitor and Sodom, and also includes classic heavy metal bands such as Judas Priest and Iron Maiden. I think that the Traitor influences are very prominent in Traitor's music, and not the least in a song such as Merciless Hate from the band's first full-length album, Thrash Command. At least in my personal opinion, the overall sound of the song makes it seem like it would fit really well on an album such as Pleasure to Kill by Traitor. It has that certain speed and aggression, and in that sense that the like songs by Traitor on those like early records like Pleasure to Kill has, which is kind of like why I kind of make that connection, that I think it kind of like sounds like a song that would fit really well on an album like that. Traitor songs such as Pieces of Pale and Sword Rack, on the other hand, reminds me more of a band like Sodom. So if you prefer Traitor, songs like Merciless Hate would make sense to start with. Similarly, if you prefer Sodom, songs like Pieces of Pale and Sword Rack would make sense to start with to explore Traitor's music. Or why not the song Total Thrash, which actually features Tom Angel Ripper from Sodom. Well, generally speaking, if you like Sodom and or Traitor, you definitely must check out Traitor, because I would say that Traitor is kind of a modern mix of Traitor and Sodom. Personally, I think that Traitor is doing a great job at delivering this type of like very fast and aggressive thrash metal in the style of, early Sodom and early Traitor, I would say. But I also think that something that I really want to make sure to say here is that I also believe that Traitor is succeeding in doing their own thing. So they're not a copy of, for example, Traitor, but there are certain elements in their songs and music that if you like Traitor, you're pretty much guaranteed to really like Traitor. So like if you like the bands Traitor, Sodom, but also like bands like Havoc or like Warbringer, for example, I could almost say with completely guaranteed that you will like Traitor a lot. But it should also be mentioned here that Traitor made it quite clear that they are very open to a lot of different styles of music, and that pinpointing specific influences like this is really hard for them. That the bands that I've mentioned earlier are bands that Traitor does consider influences, but also that they have a lot of more influence than that, because they're so open to so much music that it's really hard to like pinpoint it like that. But those are the bands that they felt really like influenced them, and pretty much like the bands that they would kind of like compare their sound to, I guess. And I tend to agree. It's like as I mentioned earlier, it's like if you kind of like take early Sodom, early Creator, and like add a kind of like modern thrash touch to it, like kind of like adding certain elements from the new wave of thrash, and then kind of like mix all that together, I think that you would kind of like get Traitor. While Traitor isn't a band that is really relying on a particular image or so, there are definitely some things to discuss here. One thing that made me very fascinated is the band's concept with their album's artwork. Okay, so generally, to generally explain the idea, it's kind of like the album art includes certain details that are referring to a certain song on the album. Let's use Traitor's album Knee Deep in the Dead as an example here. The skinned corpses are referring to the song Predator, Skinned Alive. The bloody Bowie knife is referring to the song Pieces of Pale, with lyrics such as "Take the knife and carve the pale skin." The crucified people in the background are referring to, well, the song Surprise, Surprise, Crucifixion. There are also some obvious references in the artwork of Traitor's album Thrash Command to the album's title track, like for example the lines "Poser guys, get off the stage, prepare yourself cause you will get shot," and also "The flames of hell are burning higher," which, you know, with the album cover, if you look at that, it's like they're kind of like mascot standing on the stage with a machine gun firing at people with like fire burning all over the album cover. So it's like it's kind of like referring to that, which again, like this is a concept that I really like, because I don't know, it's kind of like hard to explain, but it's kind of like I like it when the album cover really has those kind of like parts that, you know, when you hear a certain song, for example, you can also like see it in the album cover. And in a way I would say that it's kind of like an other way for the album cover to really like, you know, represent each song, you know, and like the songs. So I don't know, in general I think this is really cool and interesting when bands do this. And well, it's something that I honestly would kind of want to see more bands kind of do, at least something similar, because these types of album covers I think are really interesting and really cool, and you know, just interesting to look at when like you are listening to the album, and you can like look at the album cover, and then like when a song like you know, for example Crucifixion starts, you can like see the crucified people, and you know, it's kind of like it's like a connection there, which again I think that's really cool. I would also like to take a moment and talk a little bit about Traitor's mascot, which is called the Commander. The mascot has been used on most of Traitor's releases so far. The members of Traitor are big fans of 80s horror movies, and their mascot is definitely influenced by that. Specifically, the Commander is very influenced by the Cenobites from the movie Hellraiser. But I would also like personally say that the Commander's face, if you look at for example like the face of the Commander on the album Knee Deep in the Dead, it also reminds me personally a lot of the Nemesis from Resident Evil. If you know how he looks, like the Nemesis from Resident Evil, you know, I think it's like a lot about like the mouth and eyes. Like if you know how the Nemesis looks from Resident Evil, I think you probably know what I mean. There are several very interesting and exciting things going on with Traitor right now. Firstly, the band is going to release a live album in September called Teutonic Slaughter, live at Schlichtenfest 2022. I probably butchered that pronunciation, but anyways. Secondly, there's a Hollywood premiere scheduled for the documentary Total Thrash, the Teutonic Story, on the 30th of July. After the premiere itself, there will also be an after party in the legendary the Rainbow Bar and Grill. So if you can be there, I would strongly encourage you to go there. If you can't go to the premiere, however, the documentary Total Thrash will also be uploaded to Thunderflix. And so will the recorded Traitor shows from Wacken 2018 and the show from Schlichtenfest 2022. Thirdly, Traitor is currently hard at work with their upcoming album. While the band hopes to have it released sometime next year, there is currently no confirmed release date. But again, like Traitor explained that they hope to have the album finished already this year, and then to be able to release it sometime next year. But also I would like to be extra clear that this is not confirmed. Right now this is more like hopes. So we will just have to hope to get this album well as soon as possible, I would say, because this upcoming Traitor album, when I first heard about that they are like currently really hard at work with the next album, it definitely, like, you know, sparked my interest, you know, and made me very excited, because like when Traitor released their last album, or latest album, I guess, I was very, very excited and to listen to that, and it definitely lived up to my expectations. I really, really liked it, and still really, really like it, and occasionally listen to it. And so I would again I would strongly encourage you to keep your eyes open for this album, and to listen to the earlier albums while you wait. Again, not the least if you're a fan of bands like Sodom and Traitor, you will not regret that you made that decision. In addition to all this, Traitor will keep touring and playing shows, which is also something that I would strongly encourage you to keep your eyes open for. And if Traitor is playing near you, you definitely need to see them, because this is a very, very hard working band, and well, considering how great I think that Traitor is on album, I definitely think that Traitor is really, really good live. So definitely, if you get the chance to see Traitor live, I would definitely take it. Having said that, I believe this is a great way to end the episode. We at Metal Verbalizers really appreciate that you've been listening to this episode until the end. If you enjoyed this episode, then it would be great if you'd like to give us a follow and help us spread the word. This way you can support both us as a podcast, but also the bands that we are verbalizing. We will be back next week with more verbalizing.